Yo, what up, what up? I'm back with the story time, baby. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and start with more or less how it all started. There's always two sides to one story. My side's the real side, because as y'all know, I don't rat, I don't snitch, I don't point the finger at people. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with that hood, you know what I'm saying? You do the crime, you do the time, baby. Todo calladito. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I hit this lick, you know what I'm saying, with some people. And it just so happened that these people, I guess they got caught up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get too much into details or whatever. But anyways, I was coming out of work one day and I had noticed prior to that different vehicles would pass by my job every day during my smoke break, you know? And it got to the point where like I would like come out to the street like, yo, what's up, fool? Like, I know you a cop, like what you want, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just at a certain time and always just looking at me. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. You can tell a cop from a mile away. It's just the way it is, you know? So I started noticing these vehicles passing by every day. And on this certain day, man, I noticed this truck, and I got to the point where I was like, well, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And I crossed the street from my job, and mind you, they went around the block, and I noticed he parked. He came around me again, so I'm, what's up then? I started taking off my shirt because I'm trying to box, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to play around. I seen him pull into a business, you know, across the street from where I work. So I'm walking towards him, and all of a sudden, about 5 trucks pull up. U.S. Marshals, PD, everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I recognized one face that got off. He called me out by my name. Not too many people know me by my name. It happens. So we got off. He's like, hey, what's up? I said, what's up, man? He's all like, you know why we're here? I said, nah, but what's good? He's like, okay, what'd he say? You're under arrest. I was like, well, what am I under arrest for? He's like, we'll tell you. Like, you know what you did? I said, nah, bro. I look all around. Mind you, there's U.S. Marshal trucks all around. Fucking what am I gonna do? Try to run? You know what I'm saying? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I knew what I had done. You know, I'm not too much of a fuck up, guys. I really am not. You know what I'm saying? And I already knew what's up. So right then and there, when they put the handcuffs on me, I put it in my head where like, fuck it, I'm gonna do time. I'm going back to prison. It is what it is. So they take me to PD, and they didn't even interrogate me or anything. They booked me in, put me in the bag, and 4 or 5 o'clock comes around in the morning. They take me out. Like, hey, are you willing to talk? I said, talk about what, bro? He's all like, well, what happened? I said, man, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Mind you, I did. I really don't give a fuck now. I mean, I did my time for this. So they put me in this interrogation room. He's like, well, I got to read you your Miranda rights. Unless you want to waive them and you want to talk to me. I said, bro, do what you got to do, man. So I'm sitting down, and he turns on the computer, and there's a picture of me holding a toy. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, who's that? Well, I said, obviously that's me, right? You know, what do you want me to say? You want me to lie to you and say it's not one? That's obviously, it's obviously me on the camera, right? And then he showed me 2 other people that were there. So like, who's that and who's that? I said, I don't know who that is. So like, you don't know who that is, but you pulled up with them in this certain vehicle with this person and that person. Man, I said, I don't know who those people are, bro. He's like, so you're not gonna talk? I said, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Plain and simple, that's me. What you want me to say? It's not me when you have me on camera. Those other people, I don't know them. Well, that's so and so and that's so and so. I said, okay, so if you know who that is and who that is, why am I the only one sitting here and they ain't? You know what I mean? I said, you know what? I'm done, bro. I ain't fixing to talk. I ain't got nothing to say. Oh, well, it's gonna help you in court. It'll lower your sentence or lower your bond. I said, man, it ain't gonna lower nothing for me. No matter what, I'm going back to prison. So let's get it over with. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? This whole time, I'm thinking, you know, in the back of my mind was like, they snitched me out. They, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. If you pull a lick with somebody, man, amárratelos. That's just the way I grew up. I figured these people, they grew up with me. They went to school with me. We lived in the same neighborhood, banged the same gang on the street, to the point where we grew up and we were banging the same thing we were banging in prison. There's we're affiliated, prison gang in prison. You know what I'm saying? And you think that these people are gonna have you back to the fullest? And I'm puro pedo. That's one thing these chavalones nowadays don't understand. I'm gonna get a little off topic. That's the thing that these kids nowadays don't understand, man. Y'all that are out there calling each other homeboys and calling each other carnales, and you think your homeboys are gonna have you back to the fullest, it's puro pedo, man. But if that's what you have in your mind and that's what you want to believe, that your big homies are gonna have your back, it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and believe what you want to believe. Go ahead and keep doing whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, you're gonna find out when something big happens, when you really get in trouble, you're gonna see who your real people are. One thing I will guarantee you, those people you were with, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna turn around on you. I learned the hard way. I ended up back in prison. Not one time did I speak about anything. I didn't say no names, no addresses, no nothing. Period. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave the rest for another story, guys. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about it, but I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep you, I guess, posted on this story so you guys will follow me. You'll want to hear more about it, see how I went about, you know, my court cases, my court dates, having nobody there to help me out, nobody to put money in my books, nobody to visit me, nobody to call. Follow me, man. Follow me and keep up with this story, man, because it gets good. It gets real fucking good. All right, man. Appreciate y'all for actually paying attention to this video and shit. Do me a favor, like, comment, share.